Hi, welcome. My name is Tracy Armstrong. I'm one of the AT facilitators, and I'll be working with you today in our bite-sized PD on how to do annotations on an ebook. So I'm going to begin by leaving the webcam area and actually going into showing you my full desktop. So what I'd like you to do is to have a look at the DDSB Student Mobile Campus here. That will allow you to be able to access your students' space. They're able to get to a number of different places from here. I'm going to actually show you how to go into the Google Drive, so the top right-hand side here. I'm going to click on that, and I'm actually going to go today into Team Drive. Team Drive is found directly below My Drive, and it's like our media center that we used to have prior to our Google Drive becoming available. So within that Team Drive space, we have our media. I'm going to double click to open that up. Each student does have access to this Team Drive, as do all of the teachers. So within here, I'm going to actually go to Abdo eBooks, and I'm going to double click, left click to open that up, which will provide me with a number of Abdo books that we have available for students to be able to use. There are a number of different picture books ranging from primary to intermediate age level, depending on your readers. So there are a number of different choices here. I'm just going to scroll down and check one out here. Let's see, let's do ion energy. So I'm going to open that up by once again double clicking using the left click of the mouse. And you'll see that there are a number of books available under that topic for me to access. In order for the student to be able to use the annotations through read and write, the actual book needs to be placed into their own My Drive section. So in order to do that, students would right-click with their mouse or two-finger tap if they're on a Chromebook using their trackpad, and they would go to make a copy. They're able to do this because we do have access to these books in our media drive. So they would then go back up a step to their My Drive, click on that, and when they scroll down, they'll find the book directly in there. In order to open this with read and write, students will once again right-click and go to Open With. They can then scroll over to Read and Write for Google Chrome, select that, and that is going to open the book using the PDF reader. The thing that I like about this option is it allows our students to be able to interact with the book, to put notes in there that they would perhaps do with sticky notes, that sort of thing, in a paper copy. So I can actually change the look of where I would like this to be. I can either decrease the size, I can zoom, do an automatic zoom, and change the size. I'm just going to see if I can shift that over here. So you can see under automatic zoom, I can click on that and I can change the look, first of all, of how I see the book. So I can change that to 100%. That may be how I like it. I may go to page fit, or I can go to actual size. So there are lots of different options in being able to see the book in a format that the student likes. You'll notice over on the left-hand side here are thumbnails of all of the different pages that are within the actual text. That is right here in the thumbnail view. They can click over to the Show the Document Outline This will be shown in some books, not all, depending if they are a picture book. But you can see here now I have all of the subheadings over on the left-hand side, and I could select the different sections of the book in order to be able to have it read to me, be able to put my notes in, etc. So in order to be able to read the book to begin, I would click on, I have a couple of options, but click to speak is a pretty nice one. If I click on that finger, it's sort of like the hover speech. I would then click next to that, and it's going to start to highlight and read the text for the student. Once the student has read the text and they want to be able to put information in, there are a number of ways we can do this. So I'm going to click off the click to speak to get rid of it reading to me. And I'm going to look at adding some notes now. So perhaps the student has read it all and wants to just add a note of their own, something they connect to, something that they need to remember about the text, an important piece of information. They would click on the letter T where it says typewriter, and then they would click into a space on the book. What it will provide you with is a nice open blank space where I can start to write. So I can write in this space. I also have the ability to use the word prediction, so I can click on that and right away my predictor box will come up. I can use word, and if I start to type it out, again, the words will populate there. Prediction. Okay, you'll notice I start to get the words. I can then tap on it and it'll put the word in. So I can use word predictor, or I can say prediction. I can then also I can click that off, and I can also use my speech to text as well. So I can open up the talk and type. I can add some more information here using the talk and type. And I can click that off as well, and you can see that it once again is quite accurate, being able to pick up my voice here. So those are the options I have. I can type into it using my own typing skills. I can use the word predictor. I can use the speech to text, all as an option to put in a note. I can then change the size of the font to make it fit a little better. I can increase the size of the font. I can change the size of the box. Okay. I can also move the box around. Okay, I'm just going to see if I can get that to come back out for me. Doesn't look like it. So I can change a number of things. If I find that I'm happy with that, I want that, I'm just going to see about changing the size there a little bit. I can also change the color of the text as well. So if I want something to stand out, I can put that in as well. And then I can click the check mark, and that information will now fit in there on my page. If I like it, I can keep it. If I don't, I can once again click on it, and I would be able to click on the garbage can, and that would be able to get rid of that note for me. So I'm going to scroll down to another page or pick another section. So I'm just going to scroll down one page to show you the next thing that we can do. So we've used the typewriter. I'm now going to look at using the Pushpin. So using the Pushpin feature, I click on the Pushpin, and I can now click in that space here, and I can do the exact same thing as I did when I used the typewriter. I can use the word prediction, I can use the talk and type, I can increase font size or decrease font size, I can change the color. So this allows me to do all of the same pieces that I did with the other one. The difference here being that when I click on the check mark, it's going to put a push pin there. So I have the information that I want. I have my little side notes, but I don't have it taking up any of the space on my page. I can also move this and just put it directly in the corner here and click my check mark. And then it's actually just in the corner of my page, so it's not in the way at all. So this is a really nice tool for students to have when they don't want to confuse the text that's in existence versus their notes that they've added in. They're able to just have it in a nice clean space, but it's something that they can refer back to. All right, I'm going to go down one more page and show you one more tool that we have available amongst many, but one more in regards to doing annotations. Once again, this would be perfect for students to use if they're doing lit circles, if they're doing a book study, something like that, where they want to have that information available to them. They can as well share this to their teacher, or they can keep it for themselves for information that they need to do a presentation, to do a project of any sort on the book. So just like in the regular documents, a Google Doc, when you select text, it gives you the option over on the right-hand side to add a comment. So we can add a comment over here, and there are more than one way of doing this. Once again, predictor, talk, and type. There is another option as well for students. So if I have read this whole article or this whole section, and I want to be able to remember what it's about. Some of our students may need a little bit of a reminder. They don't want to have to read the whole piece over. They want to put it into their own words, that sort of thing. They would click on this one right here called Voice Notes. When we click on that, it gives us a minute of recording. So we click on the microphone and we can begin to do a reminder of what this text was about, or things to think about, or something that they would like to research. Anything like that in regards to this page that they want to put on here, they just record themselves saying. So I would now click stop recording. I can listen to that recording back and listen to see whether I like it or not. Press stop. Yep, love it. Press on comment. And that's now going to insert that right there for the student to have. So the thing that's really nice about this is it's very quick and easy. We're not worrying about the actual written section of things. We're more concerned about the students' comprehension, their information, things that they need to know. We're taking out the written side of things, and they can now have that note there to play back to themselves, or it could be something that they hand into the teacher as a acknowledgement of their understanding of the text. So they could be saying, on this page, it is referring to and explain exactly what they think the text is about, submit it to the teacher, who would then be able to evaluate them based on that. The great thing about all of this is that if I close the book, I do not have to save anything. It saves automatically. As long as I go back in with my read and write, I right click it, I open with read and write. You will see as soon as the book opens, all of the information that has stayed there that we had put in earlier. So we have the recording there, we have the push pin here, and we have the information that we typed in. So the book has now become a very interactive piece of text that a student can use for themselves, their information, or for an evaluation. So just as one more point before I end, is that the student must have over here the Text Help PDF Reader installed. This should be installed shortly for all students, but if you notice that the student does not have that extension, The place that you would go to add that extension, you would go to the Student Mobile Campus. It would need to be done on the student's computer. You would go down to Web Apps, and at the very bottom, Text Help PDF Reader for Chrome. And you will notice that it has already been installed on this computer because it says remove from Chrome. For a computer that it has not been installed on, it would then prompt you to install the PDF reader from there. You don't have to actually do anything to open this up. Just the fact that it's sitting on this toolbar enables me to do all of the things that I showed you today. Thank you very much for attending my bite-sized PD. Hopefully you found it useful and your students will as well.